Adam Taxon here. This info is coming in from Missouri-based The Gateway Pundit, the single best source for thinking Americans for all information related to the Barack Obama and Eric Holder instigated powder keg in Ferguson, and actually now a powder keg in so many other places. You definitely want to bookmark that, thegatewaypundit.com. You want to listen to me, but he has a lot more information than I do, and I'm talking about Jim Hoft. That's the man behind The Gateway Pundit. And by the way, it's just after noon Central Time on Tuesday, November 18th. And The Gateway Pundit just came out with a new posting called Ferguson activists still list local hospitals on their target list. And this is what it says. On Monday, the Ferguson activist group noindictment.org, I'm surprised they know how to spell indictment right, noindictment.org released a map of potential targets. The group plans on targeting these St. Louis area businesses and landmarks following the decision by the St. Louis County Courthouse on the Mike Brown case. Obviously, it's just because, for justice. Anyhow, he writes, the protest map originated at noindictment.org website. Last night, the activists insisted they were not going to target local hospitals, and someone named Amy tweeted at Daily Costs, list of targets which at Gateway Pundit published as false. We are not, never will protest at a hospital or impede medical care. But here's the key. Jim Hoft at Gateway Pundit on Twitter responded pretty boldly. Hey liars, target map, including St. Louis hospitals, still posted on your website. But keep lying. At Daily Costs, don't care. And that was posted at 11:30 a.m. today. Well, that was posted, no, he posted the response at 9:40 a.m. This is part of an 11:30 a.m., I guess Central Time, maybe Eastern Time, tweet. And he shows a map. What else is on here? He includes a memo that says, no indictment planning Ferguson. In preparation for a no indictment decision, here is the important information to know, blah, blah, blah. On August 9th, 2014, Mike Brown was killed by Officer Darren Wilson. Actually, it's interesting they say killed rather than murdered. For nearly 100 days, we have protested to demand an indictment. I guess that's how they think the justice system works. It has nothing to do with evidence. We are hopeful that Darren Wilson will be indicted for murder, but the recent signs do not seem that this outcome is likely. We will update this page daily, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes on to say, if you have not already done so, please read The Last Protester, an Ally open letter entitled An American Horror Story by clicking here. We are on the right side of justice. Stand with us. And then it has a list of possible protest spaces and safe spaces, I guess, if you're into that. And then Gateway Pundit writes, and local activist D-Ray, this is the key part here, tweeted out last night that the activists had updated to the protest map on Monday night. And then Hoft writes, Hoft is the Gateway Pundit again, he writes, so it is obvious the Ferguson activists created and are using the map as a tool. And although they claim hospitals will not be targeted, several local hospitals are still listed as potential targets. And those hospitals are St. Louis University Hospital, SSM Cardinal Glennon Children's Medical Center, SSM St. Mary's Health Center. Oh, they must love this one. Barnes Jewish Hospital. Given how many Arabs and Muslims are involved in setting up these protests, I'm sure that'll be the first one on the list. It also goes on to say St. Alexius Hospital, Kindred Hospital, Southwest Medical Center. Now, Adam again here, that's what Jim Hoft wrote, that's the whole post. But as is pretty much always the case with racially charged issues, the comments section is where the really fun commentary is. Now, there are only a couple comments so far since this post just came out, but here are a few. Someone named Justice Juice writes, what good is making lists if only 3 protesters can read? Now, Jerry says, may they fall into their own traps. Patty writes, this is terrorism at its best, and Homeland Security, do your damn job. These are not activists, and it is time to lose that title. They are not protesting Officer Wilson anymore. They are out to transform America. These are the stupid people that Obama just loves. As for Holder, he needs to be locked up for the part he has played in all this. Dave writes, "This is not about a cop shooting, but thugs, anarchists, and Marxist revolutionaries taking advantage and causing destruction. May they reap what they sow." Adam here interjecting. By the way, you're not going to get this stuff on the mainstream media, even on Fox News. But anyhow, Wedge posts, "If these knuckle draggers hit hospitals and the Gateway Arch, it's gloves off. The lawful citizens will rise up and support, direct action-wise, the police in taking them down. Missouri is a heavily armed state. And don't think it'll just be so-called whites defending either. This will be an equal opportunity beatdown of those commies." Film at 11. And Sir Gregor makes a rather ominous response to that post by Wedge, that comment by Wedge. He writes, "Don't be surprised to learn that Homeland Security and Guard units are not there to protect the businesses and citizens. They are there to protect all of Obama's sons, if he had any. They are there to protect Holder's people. They are there to protect the rioting Marxists, radicals from the police." I'm surprised he didn't get a reference into like Gruber-type DOJ lawyers. You all know what I mean. Back to what Sir Gregor writes. He says, "You won't see any action against these animals, but any citizen attempting to use force to defend themselves will immediately be put down. Watch if you must defend yourself. Use a crossbow or other silent means. Bury them in the backyard if you must. Don't call it in, or you'll be disarmed and left as food for the rioting cockroaches." That's all the comments I'm going to give you now. Anyhow, stay tuned, and to do so, subscribe to the Ataxin channel on YouTube, ATAXIN, on the page where you are right now, probably. Hit subscribe. And you should go there for breaking developments related to the Ferguson lynch mob against Officer Darren Wilson, but we know it's a lynch mob against much more than that, basically white America, or working America. Also related, I'm going to have a lot up there related to the Muslim massacre this morning of Jews in a Jerusalem synagogue. And, of course, I'm going to cover all the global warming going on right now through almost all of the USA, including the Florida Panhandle, where I am at the moment, which, by the way, nicely is not that diverse and quite heavily armed. But it's like 40 degrees here. Anyhow, those are the things, and I'll have other things that the man behind the Ataxin channel, aka me, deems worth your time. Thanks for listening.